warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group B, and we will presenting the result of our discussion about approach, method, and technique. So first of all, let me introduce our group member. The first is Aryna Tahta. Second is Melania Faramugita. The third is Fadil Bena. The fourth is Ranti Sabilla, and the last Raudlatul Firdaus. So for the question, first, what are the differences between approach, method, and technique? Second, what are the example implementation of approach, method, and technique? The next slide will be presenting by Ranti Sabila. Ranti Sabila, the time is yours.
Okay, I will explain about what are the different differences about approach, method, and technique. Approach refers to theories about the nature of language and language learning that serve as sort of practices and principle in language teaching. And then method is the level at which theory is put into practice and at which choices are made about the particular skill to be taught, the content to be taught, and the order in which the content will be presented. And next, technique is the level at which classroom procedures are described. Techniques must be consistent with a method and therefore in harmony with an approach as well. Next. So it can be simply conclude that approach is translated into the method that contains technique with a series of procedures. Okay, the next slide will be presented by Firdaus.
Thank you, Ranti, for the time. So, what are the example implementation of approach, method, and technique? In the past, the design of the teaching method that relied mostly on the study and the learning of complicated grammar rules and lengthy lists of words. The oral aspect of those languages, such as German, French, or English, were neglected and quite often disdained. So the outcome was tedious set of grammar exercise that unconnected with the reality and which didn't lead to improving the student ability to communicate in real life or everyday situation. However, during the 19th century, there were some timid attempts to encourage the oral proficiency in foreign language, and some alternative methods were created, and the structuralist method has been superseded by a new approach and technique. But everybody should concede that it was the first really effective way of learning a second language. So the next slide will presenting by Fadil.
Yes, nowadays, learning process commonly used an approach called communicative approach, where the student is the center of the learning process itself. In the past approach is too teacher-centered based on the recent researches, and also the past approach in the English learning and teaching just considering a few aspects of skills in it, whereas in this conception of the competence comprises all four skills include writing, speaking, reading, and listening. Now, teaching language as a second language mostly use communicative approach or CLT, communicative language teaching. The method is direct method and the technique may vary between one and another, but mostly group or cooperative learning. The next is the approach, methods, and techniques in the future. Self-access center using advanced technology, and then virtual reality, sophisticated and powerful technique, and the third, interactive system, include computers, video, electronic information, etc., imitating real communicative learning. And the next slide or the next presentation will be presented by Aryna.
Okay, I will continue after Fadil. Next, primary level EFL, the method used are in TEFL at the primary level, the method used in grammar translation method or GTM, which the activities appear are correcting pronunciation and grammar, spelling a word and say it loudly in the beginning. And also, they have the total physical response method to teach new word and teacher use body gesture to act out the meaning and cite each word slowly to focus pronunciation. Several techniques also used such as fireworks, group works, drills, and spelling activities by using picture, flashcard, and chalkboard. The next slide will be presented by Melania.
Okay, the next slide is the lower secondary level findings in EFL. The methods used are the first is communicative language teaching or CLT, and then the activities are social interaction activities, including conversation and discussion session, and then the dialogue and role playing, simulations, plays, improvisations, and debates. And the second one is audiolingual method or ALM. The teacher reads out the student volunteering model while the other students fill in the gaps in the exercise. And also, traditional teaching methods such as reading aloud are used in this classroom. And then in the upper secondary level, in TFL, in this higher level, classroom activities appeared to be longer and more complicated than those found in primary and lower secondary levels. The method is communicative method or approach is communicative language teaching or CLT, that the teacher guided students in their assignments, like correcting mistakes, motivating, clarifying things students did not understand fully, etc. And then the last slide will be presented by Aryna.
Okay, next, teacher interview in this level. Different school levels we will discuss started from primary level to upper secondary level. Teacher at the secondary level were knowledgeable about skills and had the ability to teach English to teenagers using a variety of language activity or strategy, example, games, group work, or whatever technique and fun activities. Okay, that's all from our group.